Okay, so the chipper's here. I'm super excited. So the trees have been cut down since Monday, so it's been about 6 days, which apparently is really good. They need to be dried out a little bit, and this is going to be a game changer. So this is going to change some things around here. I'm pretty excited. So let's go check it out. Alright, so here is our chipper. We've already started. Got a good pile. When we first started this orchard, it actually was completely covered in chips. So hard to believe that we actually had all of that covered in chips. So, oh, I'm in the way apparently. So, we had, like I said, all that covered in chips. He said it was too hard to, he went through his first pile and now he's got to make another pile because it was just too much going back and forth. And so we decided to invest in a chipper this spring since we were knocking down some trees, and we desperately want to go back to having the orchard and the gardens and all the beds in wood chips and mulched. So it's something we played around with for 2 years now, trying to figure out whether we wanted to do the investment or not, and we decided that this was the year to do that. So, and that's my father-in-law's tractor, and we just have it hooked up to that because he's actually using ours to plow. So we just kind of switch back and forth between which, equipment we want to use and which implements and stuff, and which ones hook up faster and needed for each one. So pretty excited about this. Yay! Okay, so here is a pile that he did first, and it came off of this tree back here in the woods that fell down. It's a pretty large tree from one of the mini storms that we've had this year in Mississippi, and the South just seems to have been plagued with tornadoes this year, and it's been pretty bad. And so this is, they're pretty thin. We've actually gotten chips before from the power company that aren't this thin, like they're pretty thick. So that's pretty nice. That's going to be easy to walk on. I do like that. And this is a pretty huge pile, and it'll go a decent way, but for something as large as our garden and orchard, we're going to have a ton of this, especially if we're trying to make it 2 inches thick. So that's something to think about. How much space do you have? And like I said, you can get chips from your electric company and ask them. So, and sometimes they'll bring them out to your house, sometimes they won't. It just kind of depends on where they are in the county and how far they want to drive, and if you're really nice to them, so that's a possibility. Carl's been like, you're giving away all our secrets, but they need to get rid of them, and sometimes there's a waiting list. Here there definitely is. There's people that want them all the time. So you just kind of got to get on their rotation, and usually if they are in your area, they'll drop them off for you. So that's an idea. Hubby has been out here for a couple of hours, and I've been out here for at least an hour, maybe an hour and a half, loading and grouping up these tree limbs. Because it's easier for me to go through here and pull them and bring them here, and him run them through. So right, looks like the hubby is putting the wood chips on my garden, which is going to save me some major wheelbarrow time. Yay! Now I gotta find my rake. Oh, there it is. Alright guys, so what we've done so far is a combination of 3 weeks worth of work, and that includes the compost. So all the wood chips that are on the garden currently came from those 2 trees that were over there that you saw him chipping and that we cut down and chipped. So that took about 2 weeks to put the chips down. Okay, so and 2 whole trees, and that's as far as we got, and we still have to get way back there and get those. But I'm gonna wait, and I'm going to have the electric company is supposed to be bringing us some chips, and so we're waiting on that, because at the very end is where it gets really soggy, and we want to make sure that we don't have plastic on the end, just in case. We just don't want it to super flood. And so I'm going to put chunkier chunks down there, which I'm not too excited about because they're harder to walk on, but you know, you have to do what you got to do. So but it's a lot of work. So like I said, that's 3 weeks worth of work that you see right here, and that's in between weather and the hubby going to work, and then what I can load and do by myself, and then without a tractor. So there you go, that's some progress. So the chipper has definitely come in handy, and so far it's been worth it. And we're still chipping. We still have the grape orchard, which, let me see if I can turn it around. The grape orchard up here, right there. We still have to fill that with chips. And then, of course, we have the main orchard. Go back around. Up there, that's our plan. So we're going to start around every tree first, and then we'll go out into the bigger areas, into the grass. So there we go. So if you want to keep hanging around to see what we do, you know, please follow, give us a thumbs up, and that just helps us get helpful tips out to people, especially the quick garden tips. If you've seen that, that's just little things we figured out throughout the years that have made our life easier and have kind of, you know, helped us out in convenience and just cool ideas. And so help us get out there to help other people. Thanks.